Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? Episode 28, The Salsa Bug with DJ Jorge Charun. We are unfortunately experiencing some technical difficulties in the link that we have sent to you guys. We are doing as best as we can to go ahead and bring you on over to this link. So bear with us 1 second for those of you that are watching or that are tuning in as we go ahead and try and find the link to go ahead and bring over those that we have. Um, okay, here. So I have the link here. Perfect. Okay, so I do have the new link, and we're gonna go ahead and post it over. Video interview here. Charun, can you see that new link in the comments? Unmute yourself, please, boss. You can see the link. Okay. All right. How you doing? For those of you that are tuning in, thank you guys so much for your patience. Much appreciated. We are about to start our live webisode, episode 28, the Salsa Bug with DJ Jorge Charun. We were having some technical difficulties. We do apologize. We're going ahead and we're letting everyone know on the link that we've been promoting for the past 2 weeks that it is now being done on this link here. So bear with us as we go ahead and bring the people over. Click link above to watch interview. Okay. Beautiful. How y'all doing? Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you all for your patience. Much appreciated. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get this thing started. We're going to go ahead and do as best as we can as we are experiencing these technical difficulties on the original link. But in the comments, everyone does see where is it that we are. If you are seeing this, if you are tuning in with us, and that you did come over from the previous link, go ahead and give us a comment below so that we can go ahead and see that everything is working fine. Perfect. Okay, wonderful. All right, I did receive the comment there, the original, and we're all set to go. All right. Perfect. All right, we're going to go ahead and get this show on the road. Again, thank you guys so much. Welcome back to Salsa Kings Live, episode 28, The Salsa Bug with DJ Jorge Charun. We're super excited to go ahead and start over in this new platform. And as we're going ahead and to build this thing up, what's happening is that Facebook is no longer promoting or rewarding lives or longer streaming content. So YouTube has always done that. So we're going ahead and continuing to try and push the word out for you. But a little bit about Mr. Jorge Charun, our guest today. He is born and raised in Peru. He just, in general, just grew up in a salsa family. He ended up becoming a semi-pro soccer player and moved to the United States, specifically in the DC area when he was 19 years old. Then moved to New York, and then to Miami, which we'll go ahead and discuss that with him specifically, all of those different details and what had happened in his life then. But long story short, he's been a Latin DJ now professionally for 10 years, doing this full time, dancing all over the Americas, Spain, Mexico, France, the Miami Salsa Congress, Atlanta Salsa Congress, the San Antonio Big Salsa Festival, the Houston Salsa Congress, the ADC or Aventura Dance Cruise, the Canada Salsa Congress, the Atlanta Bachata Festival, you name it, this man has been there. A dance, mood, and people expert overall, just killing the game. A really, really good friend of mine as well. Also the host of Bachateando Dance Festival, which Salsa Kings is super excited as of recently to go ahead and continue to be a part of. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring the man on board, Mr. Jorge Charun. How are you, my brother? Are you there? What's going on, man? I'm so sorry for all these issues that we've been having, man. But your patience is much appreciated here, man. Once again, for those of you that are tuning in, this is a new platform for us. This is super new. Drop us a comment, please. Drop us a comment so that we can go ahead and see how all of this gets interactive, and we can go ahead and bring you into the show. and ask these questions to our mood and music Latin DJ expert here. So again, man, thank you so much for coming on board with us, man, and gracing us with your presence de verdad, de corazón. Amen, brother. Thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate that more than you know. Actually, it's definitely not easy, especially with the little things like this that we just had, man. It ain't easy, bro. Trying to deliver for everybody as best as we can. You know, but we love it. We love it, and we're not gonna stop. As long as we have listeners, just like you, man. As long as there's people dancing in front of you, man. I know that it brings a smile to your face the same way it does for me. As long as there's people in my class, man, I'll continue teaching, bro. So. But again, thank you so much. So a little bit about you. Enrique, thank you very much. Charun has no audio. Give me 1 second. Let's see what's going on here, man. Charun, on your end, can you check to see? Thank you, Enrique. I can hear you perfect. Let's see. Don't want it. We definitely don't want to continue unless everybody hears you, my bro. Enrique, give us for those of you that are listening, please, please, please let us know what's going on your end here. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm getting messages now that we cannot hear you. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. All right, thank you guys again. A million thank yous for your patience here. We're going. This is the first time that um we are doing the YouTube here, and we're going ahead and trying to check to see what's going on this end. Let's see. Hold on. Let me check the Skype. No audio yet for George. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are beautiful people. I love you all so much. Um, hmm. Let's see. Yes, very interesting to say the. I hear you perfect on my end. Seems to be the actual YouTube itself. George, keep talking for me, brother. Awesome, man. Again, for those of you that are tuning in, thank you guys so much for your patience. We're doing as best as we can here. Let me go ahead. You know what, Charun? Let me go ahead and call you back on Skype. Okay. All right. Thank you, brother. Thank you guys so much for your patience again. 1.5 million thank yous, like you don't even know. Thank you guys for your feedback, Enrique, Barbara, Pogoyo, Atita. We will get to answering your question in just a bit here. Dame 2 segunditos. A ver aquí. A llamar a Charun. Perfect. Okay. Thank you guys again for your patience and much appreciated here. Give me a call. Once again, guys, once I bring him on, let me know, please, if you hear him. Charun, go ahead and turn on your video for me, my brother. Talk to me, guys. Can you hear Charun now? Holla at me. Let's go. Want to get this show on the road. We got some exciting stuff to talk about. Can you hear Mr. George Charun now? Probando. Uno, dos, uno, dos. Uno, dos, uno, dos. It does take the YouTube feed. There is a little bit of delay, so give it 1 second. Again, thank you guys for your patience. We have a thumbs up here. Okay, so on the live feed now you are coming up. Yeah, no, they're a little delayed here. Hold on. Todavía nada. Oh, we can't hear him. Emily says we can't hear him. Increíble. Talk to me.
Interesting.
Talk to me.
Interesting.
All right. I'm pressing everything around here. I'm seeing what's going on.
If you can hear me, you should be able to transfer over to the YouTube.
Right, right. I
Because
hear you. I hear you
so the
perfect.
thing is like, okay,
Oh, let's see. Okay, you know what? I'm going to try and call you on FaceTime. Can we see if we can do that?
yeah, that's fine.
Guys, thank you so much for your face. Oh my god. All you that are still on, thank you. We're going to make sure that we hook you up with a private lesson, a dance shirt, something. We're going to give you something, guys. Thank you guys so much. Let's go ahead and I'm going to see if I can FaceTime you. Ya se escucha. Ya se escucha, guys. Yes, we hear. Okay, we're on. We're on.
You can hear me?
Yes, yes, everyone hears you. We can hear you.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
we have
yes.
comments. Yes. Perfect. Alex says we can hear him. Okay, perfect.
Oh, great.
Yes, we hear. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, 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 okay. Woo! Okay.
Close call.
All right. So now, good now. Ernesto, gracias. Okay, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start this thing from scratch. Okay? All right. So, Charun, bye.
¿Cómo estamos?
All right, give me 1 second, brother. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Salsa Kings Live, episode 28, the Salsa Bug with Jorge Charun. Born and raised in Peru, salsa family, semi-pro soccer player, moved to DC when he was 19 years old, then to New York, then to Miami, Latin DJ professionally for now 10 years, has been DJing all across the world, Spain, Mexico, France, all over the Americas, the Miami Salsa Congress, Atlanta Salsa Congress, San Antonio Big Salsa Festival, the Houston Salsa Congress, the Aventura Dance Cruise, the Canada Salsa Congress, Atlanta Bachata Festival, you name it, he has been there. Definitely an amazing person overall. As of recently, been really good friends. We are definitely extremely grateful to be a part of the festival that he hosts, which is the Bachateando Dance Festival, which is coming up in April. But I'll let him talk about that now. Without further ado, DJ Jorge Charun, what's up, my brother?
What's up? 17.
There you go. Take 17. Action.
Can you hear me?
Perfect. Perfect. Pocoyo, thank you very much. Ustedes son maestros de casino. Soy fan de usted. Muchísimas gracias, Pocoyo. Muchísimas gracias de verdad. Pocoyo also straight up is asking, ¿qué me recomiendan aprender primero? ¿Salsa on one or on two? Charun, what do you think?
Me? Wow. I know how to dance both. I'm way better on one because I've been dancing on one longer and I'm more comfortable on one. But I think that either way, if you're having fun, I mean, eventually most people are learning how to dance on both. If they're very serious about dancing, I was more comfortable with on one. So I started on one, then learn on two, and then back on one again.
Ya. Pocoyo, para mí específicamente, yo aprendí también en uno. I started off on one, obviously, of course, with casino. There are many mambo instructors, however, that recommend to start learning on two because it's supuestamente más fácil aprender el uno que es el dos. So if you start off in the more difficult realm, then it's going to be easier for you to transition over. Nosotros empezamos con el on one, so a lo mejor no podemos, we can't really give that, but I know that there's particular mambo instructors, particularly the ones that I'm referring to, Yvette and Ignacio. Love you guys, hooked on two. Has always recommended that for us, so thank you all so much. Much appreciated.
Those guys are amazing.
Yeah, they're beasts. I love them for sure. Ernesto is asking you to get a little closer to the microphone, so I guess to turn yourself up a little bit more. Thank you guys so much for your feedback. You have no idea how much you're helping us out with that. Por favor, Charun, take the floor, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself. For those of the people that don't know what's going on, and what you've been doing and your goals, etc. Let's start off with your past, man. How did salsa come up? I know that you had been saying that salsa's kind of just always been in your life. You tell us, bro. Take the floor, man. Without further ado.
Sure, absolutely. Well, let me start by saying I've been listening to salsa since before I could speak, and this is why my father, which was a professional soccer player, had this huge hobby, which was salsa. He could listen to salsa all day, 24/7. So he'll basically come home from practice, have like maybe 15, 20, 30 vinyls with him, go to the store, to a record store. Back in the day, you had to go to an actual store, buy the records, come home, and then we'll just basically unwrap them together.
Qué rico, man.
Celia Cruz, all the big ones. And that's how I started, getting into it. That's all we listened to. So that's how I really got into it growing up.
That's phenomenal, man. That's phenomenal. Perfect, man. Y ahora, so then what ended up happening as far as for the dance scene is concerned? I guess when you ended up, when did you start? Did you start dancing back in Peru or when you came to the United States?
So what happened was in Peru we dance different. We dance like what they call in una loseta. It's like there's no turns. You take some chick, keep her close to you, and then you do a
Nice.
couple, you know, a couple of sways here and there, maybe one turn per song. That's the max. You're doing two, three turns per song. That's crazy. So we didn't have a lot of patterns or anything like that growing up. Now, fast forward 19 years, I moved to the States. I'm 19 years old. I go to the club. I can't dance with nobody because people are like doing all these kinds of turns and patterns and whatever. I was like, oh my God, love the music, can't dance. But so what I did is start watching, and I started learning the basic by watching, and that's how I really started getting into it. Was always into the music, but the dancing took me a little while to pick it up. But once I picked it up, I loved it. I love dancing on one. I love dancing, doing patterns and all that. So that was pretty cool.
Wonderful, man. That's awesome, brother. Okay, very cool. All right. So then I guess ultimately what about now? So then you got in did you get into the you were a little bit more into the music before the dancing.
Yes, I always liked dancing, but I didn't know how to dance the way they dance here. If that makes any sense. So I danced with my, family parties, with my grandma, with my mom, with my dad, all the with my cousins. Every time there was a party, my parents would be like, "Oh, you want cake? You gotta dance for it." So they made me dance for everything. It's
Nice.
crazy. So
Nice. I love
I
it.
was basically the entertainment in my house growing up.
Qué rico. That's
So
what's
we
up.
did that. Then when I came here, I had to learn all over again how to do it.
Gotcha. Okay, and did you do that formally? Like
No,
in
no,
dance
I was
schools
just
or?
basically just a social dancer. I'll come out to just kind of like meet people, make friends. I'm super friendly, talk to everybody, and then I'll come out. And I made most of my friends through soccer and salsa. That's how I got to meet everybody, pretty much.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool, man. All right. So then, were you ever affiliated at any point? Did you ever take a formalized dance lesson or private lessons, etc.? Or
The only lesson that I took that I can remember that I actually went to a bunch of classes was I didn't start until I moved here to Miami. I was dating this girl who needed lessons, and I didn't know how to teach her without fighting with her. So I was like, listen, I know a guy. He's awesome. His name is Oscar, and he has a school,
nice.
Salsa Driven. Big shout out to Oscar Salsa Driven. Thank you so much, brother, for the lessons. So we
Okay.
went, we took lessons together, and I was like, "Oh, I know how to do this." And then he started with the patterns. I'm like, "Oh, damn, I got a lot to learn."
Right.
So it was really cool. It was a really cool experience to go as a couple and learn. So I did that, and then fast forward a few years later, when I wanted to learn how to dance on two and get better on two. I started taking lessons with Uriel and Vera at UV Latin Dance Academy, which is by my house here in North Miami. So those are the two schools that I actually was a part of.
Okay. Wonderful. That sounds really cool. All right. Awesome. Yeah. So definitely, man, I could definitely relate to the whole getting into because I started off kind of like the same way. The when the bugs got me. It was first with kind of like my Latin friends, etc. Just to kind of showing me a thing or two. I think I had like a repertoire of like three different combos, which were like totally random. They were just random things, but when it happened and we were able to successfully pull off, wow, it's awesome. But no, definitely. And then the formalized experience thereafter is just like a just a mind explosion. So definitely, I hear you. I hear you when it comes to that, man. So okay, so then now you the DJing happened after this whole thing with this female that you're talking about.
Actually, so this is what happened. I moved from DC. I moved to New York for work, and then I was in New York for a couple of years, and of course the social dancing there is amazing. But I was working so much I didn't really have the time to spend a lot of time going to socials. But I was like right around the corner from the Jimmy Anton social. Club Cache was down the street from my house, so I got to see a lot of it. The Copa was popping back in the day, still amazing now, but back in the days, like you could go to the club, see all this cool stuff, Canario, all the main bands were playing there like pretty much every day of the week. So we did that, and then after I moved back to Miami, I was expecting Miami to be this crazy social dancing
That
scene.
seems to be the case. That seems to be the case all the time, man.
Yeah, so 10 years ago I came, and then I started looking for places to go dancing. The first place I found was Mango's, and realized it's not really like a real salsa club where
Right.
salsa was coming. It's kind of like a party place. Anyway, I started making friends in the scene. I found a party here and there, but I think most of the main two parties that were going on were Yucca on Lincoln Road. That was mainly casino,
Yeah.
amazing, always packed. And then the other party was Born to Salsa, which has been going on for a long time.
Yes.
I think around that time, 10 years ago, I think they've been around for about 4 years. I think they've been around for 14 now or something like that.
Yes.
That's one of the longest standing socials in Florida. But those were the only two. And then I got into it this is a very funny story. So I made this crazy friend. His name is Nelson Fritz, aka Negro Fino.
Eva!
Big shout out to Nelson Fritz. So I made friends with Nelson, and he's like, "Yeah, I have this salsa class that I got going on." And then after that, we stay for dancing. I'm like, "Awesome!" So we go to this place called Le Cafe. So I go there. I get there. Nelson's teaching a class with like literally a boombox and a CD. So he puts on the CD with 20 songs. He's teaching the class, and after the class was done, he literally started the party with the same boombox for the people that were there hanging out with the same 20 songs. So I was like, "Listen, I got some music for you. So let me bring you some CDs and whatever." He's like, "Really?" He's like, I'm like, yeah. I got you, bro. I got you. Don't worry. So I go back to my house and I basically burn like, I don't know, 5 CDs of like songs that, that I had that I liked, that I thought people would enjoy.
Sure.
So I bring it to him. He's like, "Oh my God, this music is awesome. Where you find this?" I'm like, "I've been collecting salsa since I was a kid. Like my first DJ gig was when I was 7 years old. My dad used to bring all these friends from soccer, all his pro soccer friends, to the house, and then basically he'll be like, "All right, do your thing." So I'll go through the vinyls, start putting all the songs he like wipe them down and put them on, and then basically DJ the whole party for tips. Their friends will come and be like, "Hey, sobrino, here's $2. Can you play my song?" Yeah. So basically, that was my first paid gig.
That's awesome, bro. Felicidades, maestro. That's awesome, man. Super cool.
So what happened at Le Cafe is like I kept going back. More people were coming and more people were coming. And then one day he was like, "Listen, I got this equipment and whatever. Can you kind of like do your thing and DJ?" I'm like, "Bro, I don't even know how to DJ." He's like, "Just plug in your phone and start playing from your phone. You got a lot of music." I'm like, "All right, let me do it." So I did it. It went really well. People love the music. And then he's like, "Bring your laptop next week." So I came back. He's like, "Listen, we took care of your tab." I'm like, "Oh my God, this is awesome. Like, I can actually drink for free now. I love it." So I kept coming back. Eventually he's like, "Listen, you know what? We want to hire you to DJ. Just, download the right software and whatever." So one thing led to another. I started doing that gig, and then it turned into more gigs, and now here we are. So,
bro,
it's really right. I like it.
That is awesome, man. Okay, so big shout out to Negro Fino. Basically, am I right did I understand the story right? That he's the one that kind of like hosted you originally when he was doing his parties or at first, or?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was the very first gig.
Very cool.
That did. Let's say.
That's awesome, man. That's super cool. Le Cafe. That does ring a bell. That does ring a bell. I think that might have been 10 years ago. Wow. Yeah, that's
So
that's
that's 10 years ago.
yeah. Beautiful, man. That's phenomenal, man. But that's, I mean, it's super cool that that we do have that kind of history, in general. To be able to say that we've been doing things for over a decade, for things that we love, etc. I mean, that's pretty awesome, man. Cool, man. Okay, so then now, okay, so you love DJing, or you love its benefits, you love the what it does for people, etc. Just because you just so happen to grow up into the music and you've been hearing it literally your entire life, that automatically gives you an edge over everybody else. So that's awesome. God bless you for that. That's great. So now, I guess, what are we talking about? What are the big? I mean, obviously, of course, I mentioned the big congresses and stuff like that. I mean, does it change when there's a lot of people?
You know what? As a DJ, think think as an instructor, right? Because you're an instructor, a very well-known instructor in the Miami scene. You always obviously have trained a lot of dancers and have produced a lot of social dancers for our scene, which is one of the shout outs that I always give our schools and our because you guys are basically a very vital part to producing new dancers and keeping the salsa scene alive. Without the schools, we just wouldn't exist.
Right.
Honestly.
Right.
So, um, I for us as DJs, at least for me personally, when it's the bigger the crowd that you can move with the music, and you can kind of like you have this relationship with the crowd. Every song that you play, they respond. It's like courting. You're courting, when you court a girl.
Right.
Say something nice and sweet, and they look at you, they smile, they look at you, they're like, oh, yeah, little devil kind of thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. Because I see new faces that come into the scene, and then maybe they haven't heard you play, and then there's the people that have been coming to your parties for a long time. So you have to find a balance. So the bigger the crowd that you can kind of like keep engaged throughout your entire set, the better you feel as a DJ because you feel like you're doing your job, So I think being able to read the crowd is a key component of being a good DJ.
Of course. So do you feel that job gets easier as the crowd gets bigger, or is it more difficult?
I think it's equal. Well, that's a great question. For me, it's easier when there's more people.
Okay.
Because the reason why is because people feed off the energy of other people.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Have you ever seen a dance floor where nobody's really dancing and there isn't that many people at the social, and then somebody plays a song and people kind of like standing around, but then you walk into a place that is packed, one song ends, the floor clears, and then you can play anything. You can play arroz con leche, la cucaracha, no le pega la negra, anything you want, and the floor will get packed because people tend to do what other people are doing. So when they see the first couple of people dancing, they're like, okay, everybody's dancing, so let me go dance, and everybody jumps in.
Right.
So you just need to know when to do what when you're a DJ, basically.
Got it. All right. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, I would. Yeah, if you're mentioning it to like that, you're able. I guess like law of large numbers type of deal. Like the more, because I mean, if there's a room of 5 people, even though you're doing a phenomenal job, just by roll of the dice, those 5 people don't like that song. But if you were to survey 100 people, your statistics might be just a little bit better. So yeah, I would have a feeling that in general, the larger the crowd, the more accurate your how well you're doing as a dance DJ, particularly. I mean, would you consider yourself a Latin? Because there's a Latin DJ, and then I think there's like a Latin dance DJ, I guess, specifically salsa, bachata, maybe kizomba, if you want to even go that far. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, that's a very good way to describe it. I think that there's maybe another term we could use, more like a social Latin dance DJ.
Okay,
social,
right. And would you put yourself in that category?
Dancing. Yeah, I mean I'm a outside of the box type of thinker, and I feel like I can pretty much go into any club and do. I mean, I used to do bongos, on
Nice.
Friday back in the day. That was one of
That's
the
right.
biggest
That's
parties I
right. We
go
were there.
to.
We were there. Salsa Kings was there.
500 dancers every week. It was amazing. You guys
Yes.
were there every week. I remember. So
Yes.
appreciate the support.
Absolutely.
And that one, I mean, you had to kind of like, cater to the crowd that was coming, because not only we had salseros, but we also had people that like bachata, and we had people that really enjoy merengue. And then when you went and played like a nice reggaeton cubaton song set, they went nuts. So
Yeah.
you don't have to cater and see what your audience is, and maneuver your way around the crowd accordingly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Perfect, brother. Okay, so then is there I mean, are you kind of like just taking this week by week? How many events do you have a week? Is it one? Is it one every other?
I have quite a few actually. I have now a Wednesday night, which is taking place at Spice every single
That's
Wednesday.
Friday.
I'm a weekly party kind of guy. I like the
Nice.
weekly parties. People
Nice.
like to know where they're gonna be that day or what's going on, no matter what. Hey, there's always a Wednesday. So I
Nice.
have Wednesdays at Spice. I do kind of like a private slash public weekly party at the Gulfstream called Latin Thursdays. It's early, it's outdoors, it's awesome because it's really engaging people that are not necessarily from the Latin community into the Latin community. That's
Where
every Thursday at the Gulfstream. Outdoors. Then we got Fridays at Frankie's every Friday. That's probably one of my favorite parties right now. The energy is just crazy. The numbers are, we're getting 400 plus dancers every week.
a great party, brother.
You guys were there this past Friday. It was so awesome having you there. Appreciate the support. You guys were rolling deep. You had like 20 plus people there. I was like, yeah.
Miami Dance Weekend. Follow Miami Dance Weekend, guys. Join the scene. Join the scene. Miami Dance Weekend, Instagram, Facebook, etc. There's a lineup of events that we promote. Charun is always ends up being a part of that just because of the events that he does are absolutely phenomenal. Miami Dance Weekend. You can always check out the hashtag for the specific month. For example, next month is going to be March Dance Weekend, which we're going to bring around the weekend of Calle Ocho. So don't miss that out. Don't miss out on that. Join us. Join the scene. And we're trying to build the community together. And thanks to Charun, he always helps with that. That allows us an event to continue to promote and bring people to. With good parking, low costs as far as for entrance is concerned. Frankie's is free, etc. Good vibes, focused around the dancing itself. So all of those things we take into consideration when selecting events for Dance Weekend. So again, thank you, Charun. Go ahead, continue.
Of course, no, I appreciate the support. The other party that we're doing is we do bachata freaks, because we love our bachateros. Also Frankie's every Saturday unless there's some sort of special event. But just check the Facebook page Miami Salsa Scene for a listing of all of our events. We have actually, if you go into the Miami Salsa Scene Facebook page, pinned to the top, you'll see a list of all of the events for dancers that are happening in the Miami area, Miami, Broward. We try to include everybody. So if your event is not on there, please send me a private message, and I'll make sure that I put it there if you want your event to be listed as well. So be sure to check it out.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man.
DanceWeekend.com.
Yeah. Let me see if I can actually go ahead and put up the link here. I think I can. I want to do the yours for the Miami Salsa Scene as well. Is that Facebook.com/Miami Salsa Scene? Is that the page?
Yep, that's the one.
Okay, perfect. Let me go ahead and throw that up there. Okay, now I got the link on there. Perfect. All right, so Facebook.com/Miami Salsa Scene.
Yes,
DJ Jorge
sir.
Charun, guys, go ahead and check him out. Follow him. Definitely great stuff. I can guarantee a good time, 100%. Okay, great. So you got a Wednesday through Saturday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
And Sunday, ball and chain.
And that's right, ball and chain. How can I forget Sunday? Guys, ball and chain,
Yes.
for those of you that are in Miami or not in Miami and you're visiting Miami, Salsero Sundays at Ball and Chain are absolutely phenomenal. Ball and Chain, the place itself, is definitely really good. Definitely, it's just somewhere you got to, kind of like Mangoes, it's somewhere you got to come and visit when you're here in Miami, man. So for sure, if you're here on a Sunday, definitely come check it out. If you're trying to put some of your Latin moves on, definitely go ahead and take care of you there. 100%, man. Awesome. Okay, so then now what about the future, bro? Talk to me about, are there any goals? Or are you just kind of taking this like week by week? What's going on, if any?
Yeah, no, absolutely. One of my goals is to be a very positive influence in the Miami Latin scene, the Miami salsa scene, so to speak, which now includes bachata. When I first started the page Miami Salsa Scene, the company Miami Salsa Scene, bachata wasn't big 10 years ago. Uh, Slowly started to kind of like pick up and catch up to salsa as a genre, and now it's crazy popular. And because of that, I saw that there was a need to start a festival here. So, but now before we get into that, talking about the future, I have traveled to different cities, and I want to say that I've seen a lot of cities that have a really strong salsa scene. Obviously, New York, LA, Houston has a strong salsa scene. I want to say Miami is rating pretty high up now because 10 years ago when I first started doing parties, you could only go dancing like once or twice a week, maybe. Now I'm proud to say that I look at events going on in the Miami salsa scene. You can go dancing pretty much every single night of the week. I know there's a Monday night going on. I think that Mike Calderon hosts. There's a Tuesday, Salsa Tuesdays that Janet and Kimberly host. I get to DJ there once in a while as well, and
Yes.
they are huge supporters of the community. There's the Wednesday. I think Pedro has a Thursday. There's a couple of Thursdays parties going on. Cabrera has a Friday. Everybody,
Yes.
people are contributing and people are giving the dancers choices where they can go dancing, they can enjoy. So not only is like now you get to pick between, okay, I'm into casino, so I want to hear some timba. Where do I go for timba on a Friday? Boom, Carrera has a party. You can go to that.
Right.
Well, I'm more like an on-two kind of dancer, and I need to hear a lot of bachata in between. Oh, let's go check out Frankie's. Frankie's is the spot to be for that.
Yeah.
So forth and so on. Before, we didn't have that. So now I want to say that the scene has been growing. My goal is to make Miami the top scene in the States. If I can contribute to that, I'll do anything I can in my power.
Yes.
Good venues. I think the key is providing good venues, providing good music, making sure that all of the dancers are coming out to support. You know that you offer something, you offer a product that they wanna see. You know, be a part of. They'll come out. You know,
Right.
the community here is really grateful for the things that we've been doing for them. So
100%.
absolutely.
I mean, that goes, well, go figure. That rolls right into our topic, man. Coming from the ground floor, the schools, like as you mentioned, basically everybody that's new, everyone that's trying to experience this thing, as far as for those that are learning. So you have your dance students that are kind of coming through, and they finally confident enough to be able to get themselves out there, which is one of the things that we really really focus on, specifically at Salsa Kings, is to really try and get them to realize that as long as you feel good and you feel confident, and obviously of course us arming them to be able to feel that way, even if it's just in their basic while maintaining time, then you're in good shape. You're qualified to get on the dance floor, and to not be scared and etc. Go ahead, continue. I'm sorry.
No. I'm agreeing with you 100%. Absolutely. I mean, some people want to take classes and they're like, I'm not ready to go there. I'm not ready to get out
Right.
there. And I'm like, well, you've been taking classes for 3 years. It's time. Let's go.
Yeah.
So you don't need to be scared. Just get on the dance floor. We're just there to have a good time, you know. And it also, what I see a lot in the scene in Miami, that people do welcome the beginners, and then a lot of the experienced dancers are dancing at their level,
Right.
meaning you're not taking all 3,045 turns patterns that you know and trying to try it on a beginner.
Exactly.
Because I've seen that happen before in other scenes where the beginner basically is like, I can't do this. They disappear to never be seen again.
Right.
You know. So I see that people in Miami are very conscious of that, and they're very sensitive to the different levels of dancing that there are. So when you dance with somebody, you dance at their level, make them feel comfortable, make them feel great and make him feel welcome. So that
100%.
goes a long way. You guys are very good about that. So
Well, that's one of our, actually, go figure, one of our earliest podcast episodes was, we call that chameleonizing.
oh, nice.
Is being
Okay.
able to adapt to your environment, adapt to your surroundings, whether that be the music, whether that be the space, whether that be your partner, whatever that is to take all of those things and have that awareness constantly and do whatever it's necessary, do your part to be able to contribute ultimately to the success of that dance. What is the success of that dance? The overall happiness of both parties at the end of that dance.
Absolutely.
So that's something that we definitely focus on 100%. Guys, for those of you that have not heard that episode, go ahead and tune in. I believe it's episode 2, and that's super important, for going ahead and making that happen overall as the dancers is concerned. So they're coming into the scene. We recommend them, for example, through our dance weekend. They say, okay, guys, come on out. We have Fridays at Frankie's, we have Saturdays at Cuba Ocho, and we have Sundays at Mike's Rooftop Latin Pool Party. For example, this was just this past February dance weekend. Thank you all for coming out and supporting, etc. For those of you that want to go ahead and hop onto that text list, go ahead and text the word FUN to 69922. You'll be able to go ahead and receive monthly that list of events there forward. So, how is it that the bug, how would you say that the bug kind of takes over? Or what happens there? And why? And then once that happens, I mean, I remember it's just euphoria. But how would you describe what happened with you in particular when you I guess maybe it wasn't during those classes, or maybe when you started dancing socially thereafter. Like you tell me what happened there in your
So
circumstances.
I had just moved to DC from Peru. I was 19. I was kind of like trying to figure out how to get into the club, hang out. In my mind, I'm this amazing dancer. Hey, in my mind, I was.
Right,
And,
right.
hey, listen, growing up, I was the man,
Yeah.
right? So I go to the club, I ask this girl to dance, and she's dancing New York style, right? She's
Oh, Dave.
beautiful girl dancing New York style, and I'm doing my thing, like, I'm all over the place. And she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm dancing Puerto Rican style. I'm like, I'm dancing Peruvian style. She's like, well, listen, we need to find a way to get on the same page. I was like, all right. So I danced with another girl. Same thing was happening. I was like, bro, nobody here knows how to dance. I'm like, actually, they know how to dance the style that they dance here in the States, which at the beginning, I was kind of like a little resistant and I was hard headed about it. And then the more I watched it, I was like, this is actually super cool.
Yeah.
I need to freaking learn this, figure it out. So once I figured out and I started learning the basic and the turn patterns without getting out of timing, I was like, this is it. I found my new hobby, which was dancing. That's how I really got into it. So it wasn't, specifically the one person, but just overall wanting to be part of that particular scene.
I think you hit it on the head, and I think you described it better than I could have ever. Is you got your timing and you learned a few turn patterns, and I think it kind of hit like the possibilities. Would you say that that's what it is? It's like
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's like a whole, like it just smacked a whole new world of.
Everything made sense. I'm
Yes.
like, oh, now if I do that, I can do this. While she's turning, I can move my hand this way and then place this other hand here. And then it was awesome. It was awesome.
That's
So
amazing.
loved it.
That may be it, man. I mean, as of now, I've never really put a definition. I mean, I'm a very nerdy kind of guy, if you will. I like to have things black and white type of stuff, and I think you hit it on the head, man. And for those of you that are tuning in, share your experience with us on the Salsa Bug. Would you agree with that statement? Was it when everything kind of sort of started making sense? Is that when the bug hit you and you wanted more and you wanted more? Like, tell us what you think. Tell us about it. Get involved here. We want to hear what is it that you have to say, man. But that's exactly what happened with me. For me, it was a friend of mine was showing me some steps. Actually, him and his family. And I was like sleeping over a friend's house or something, and I get out the shower and all of a sudden there's salsa music playing and the entire family's dancing. I'm like, what is happening right now? And I'm a Broward boy. Like, for those of you that really know me, or those of you that don't, like, English is 100% my first language. My name is Andres Fernandez III, but I didn't start to learn and speak Spanish up until relatively recently. So you can consider me, aside from eating Latin dishes, I was as white as it can come. And with that said, all of a sudden this just happened. So then, obviously, of course, me, like, I wanted to take things to the next level, and when I did, it was at that moment that things kind of started making sense, and it was just like I need to know how far this goes. I need to. It just feels too fun. It's too awesome. And obviously, of course, at least I think I could speak for a lot of the men out there. Obviously, of course, ladies, you have no idea the power that you have when and I was an ex-girlfriend of mine, right? It is what it is. And an ex-girlfriend of mine, go figure, I think it was Rudy, which was the last episode, that he was talking to a chick and another guy took her out to dance. And the same deal, and he didn't know yet. So another guy took her out to dance, and it was like, oh, that's the last time that's happened. And that was the same thing. That was it. And that was the same thing that happened with me. I'm like, nope, not anymore. That's it. That's the last time that's happening.
We ain't competitive, bro. We ain't competitive.
No, 100%.
Some girl over some guy.
Yeah.
That's better than me.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Ladies, understand that we will go to any lengths for that, man. Let me tell you. So that's very similar. Very similar. It was just kind of like, wow, there's so much to this, and there's a lot of space, and then I think it kind of evolves. Correct me if I'm wrong. It ends up turning into a. Thanks, HC. He says shout out to the ladies. Amen, brother. Thanks, man, for that. 100%, bro. But yeah, I think it kind of evolves. At least for me, it ended up really, really evolving into a love for this thing, and the feeling that it brings overall. Once a real understanding is developed. Is that something similar that happened with you?
Well, it's one of those things like you have like a long day at work. You got bad news, or you're a little down for some reason. You're even a little tired. You're thinking, nah, I'm just gonna watch a little tele, whatever tonight. I don't feel like going out, and then boom, like it's like you're on your way home from work, and then you hear one of your favorite songs comes on, and you're like, that's it, I'm going out dancing tonight. And then you get there, the minute you walk in, you hear the music, you feel it, you start dancing, and out of the blue, it's like all your problems are gone.
Amen.
Gone.
Amen.
There's nothing like it.
Amen.
The way you connect with people, you can go to another country. I went to Paris, to DJ in Paris.
I say this all the time in my classes. Yes.
Everybody dances on two. I'm an on one dancer for the most part. Knows I leave it on two, more comfortable on one. I went to Paris. I'm spinning. Some girl asked me, she's like, hey, you want to dance? I'm like, sure. She's like, I only dance on two. I'm like, I only dance on one. I can try on two. She's like, I want to try on one with you. I'm like, all right. I started dancing on one. She's like, oh my God, I love on one now.
What?
I had a great time. We never danced before. And now it's like, she was like, I made her night, she made my night. It was amazing. And you can only do that through something like this, through dancing.
Amen.
You know, it's just so awesome to be able to do that.
Alexandra says, I think it's a feeling or a combination of having you guys as my teachers and feeling ready to step out of my comfort zone and finding the confidence to do it. Thank you, Alex. Thank you very, very much. You hit it right on the head there.
Dance, Alex, whenever you're ready.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. Alex has really, she is one of our students. MVP, like seriously, going from 0 scratch nothing to can hang in my advanced res, no problem. Alex, thank you for your commitment. You're an inspiration to more than you know. Thank you so much. But yeah, man, I hear you, man. There's just something that when you're able to connect, and that's literally the kind of the result of getting bit by the bug, and it kind of just rolls into that, I think. And once you get a taste of that, it's just like, obviously, of course, again, as long as you're not as you get older, and that's a whole nother topic which we can definitely get into that. You get it sometimes you get tired, etc., so on and so forth. But when you finally get back out again, it just takes over again, and all the smiles come right back.
That's true. But I was actually kind of like thinking back the other day as to how I made my friends. So I've been probably out social dancing for the past 20 plus years and in different cities. But probably 80% of the friends that I have now, I met through dancing,
Yep.
through salsa.
Yep.
And I mean, I'm not talking about one or two. I'm talking about, I know hundreds of people
right
through dancing. Like I could go to a different city and be like, not just, I can go to another country. I met somebody in New York that lives in Europe, and they're like, yeah, anytime you're here, let me know. I can go to DR. I got friends there. I went to Cuba, and I'm like, I went to a club and I ran into a friend from DR. I was speaking at Frankie's the other day, and somebody tapped me on the shoulder. It was some girl that was visiting from London that I met in DR that was visiting. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe you're here. So
wow,
those are experiences that there's no way that I probably could have gone through without salsa in my life. So I'm really thankful for it. I'm glad it found me because salsa found me as a kid. So I'm really, really thankful for it.
Yes, man. I couldn't agree more than 100%. Is there any other aspects to this? Is there anything else that you wanted to mention regarding the bug itself, man? I guess. Is this? Do you feel like this is something that you kind of gotta chase, or is it kind of something that happens to you? How do you feel about that?
I think that once you get it, and it's something that you shouldn't have to force, but once you get it, most of us get into it motivated by something.
Right. Exterior.
Other than just us. Like you don't just get up one day, you're like, I'm gonna become a salsa dancer.
Right.
It's usually, if you're a guy, it's a girl. If you're a girl, it's a guy that you saw that he knows how to dance. You're like, I need to learn how to dance. You want to be with that guy.
Right.
Something like that. Your spouse, maybe she's Latin and you're American, and you're like, you know what? She's Colombian. She likes dancing. I want to learn some. And then a lot of the times, these guys are out more than their spouse. You know, salsa dance. They get into it even more. But I just think that it's a really good way to make new friends. You make friends quick. You meet. It's a very the community is so nice and open and welcoming that you can literally walk into any salsa club, like a real salsa club with with dancers, salsa and bachata club. Walk out to a stranger, ask her to dance. You go have a nice dance, and you go your separate ways if you want to.
Right.
Or you can become friends, or more than friends. You can't really say that about
anything else.
I haven't gone to a hip hop club. I see different. It's like I see like three girls dancing, and then I see a guy creeping from behind with his drink.
Yeah.
Time trying to grind on them, and girls are like, ew, you don't see that in salsa. Salsa still has a lot of romanticism to it.
Yes.
Bachata, a lot of romanticism to it. Still kind of like it has been able to keep the essence of the old school aspect of it.
Right.
It's a lot of respect.
Yes.
You come to a girl, you walk up to them, you make eye contact, you extend your hand, you ask them, hey, would you like to dance? You don't see that a lot in anything else, as far as I can tell. So that's one of the things that I really love about our scene, that we are still very respectful. There's still that space that you have. You ask somebody to dance, there's still that space of respect that you have with that person.
Right.
Although you're sharing an intimate dance, so to speak.
Right. Right, 100%.
So, yeah,
and I agree with you, man. And that's truly a blessing, because that's what allows people to, I feel, really express themselves, really be able to let go in ways that they couldn't before, especially when it comes to the opposite gender. There's a lot of, I know, being from the ground floor, if you will, taking people from extremely, extremely timid and shy and really starting to get them to actually be comfortable with themselves, and have them realize that they know more than they think they do, or they're more awesome than they thought that they were before. And I'm like, no, 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 you are amazing. You're an amazing person, and you can show that. And what's even more phenomenal is that ends up carrying from just their dance to just the way that they walk, in their daily lives. So that's something awesome, and I think that's kind of like the vibe that you're talking about at Frankie's, if you will. Just kind of like everyone walking around. It's just everybody's just like I wouldn't say like not snooty, but confident. Everyone walks around kind of knowing what's up. Like everybody's sure of themselves, and that's exactly how I think it should always be with everything. Which is really great. And I love the scene. And I thank you for providing that space. Alex says that there's a lot of trust involved, and that's a big one too. Trust being a huge one. That trust allows that space energetically to exist to begin with. A mindful dance with Reverend Natalie Carsadilla, MBA. Go ahead and check out that episode, guys. She talks about this energetically, and the trust kind of starts everything off. More particularly for the ladies, I think, starting off, because obviously, of course, they have that whole stigma to begin with, and kind of trusting the scene and the dance to really kind of provide that. But yeah, man, and that's beautiful, bro. And then the music, thank you, and the music really allows that to happen too. Because I mean, at least starting off. And guys, again, for those of you that are watching, comment away if you feel the same way. When I was first starting off, I couldn't just dance to anything, or at least we try and teach that as well. It's like in the beginning, like really try and choose songs that you really like in the beginning, so you can get into that. You can get in there. You can get inside. You can really feel it.
You sing along, the breaks that are coming. You're like, I'm gonna murder this song.
Yeah.
I know this is my song.
This is my song.
I get this.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I think that there's a really, really strong relationship between school, promoter, venue.
Huge.
And then
huge.
That one of the things that I recognized right away when I became a DJ and / promoter, because I became a DJ, but I'm like, well, I'm a DJ, but then I need to provide a venue for people to come dance, because I was doing my thing in a couple of different venues that were hiring me, but I had very little control over how I wanted things to run. They're like, listen, we're paying you to DJ, do your thing, right?
Right.
Like, okay, well, what about the lighting? What about the AC? What about the floor? What about this? The floor is concrete and no. So it was kind of like I didn't have a lot of control, and I was like, let me find one. Like if I was a dancer, what would I want? What would I, if I was a school owner, what would I want to take my students to? Right. So I think it's very important to have a good relationship with your schools. It's very important to support what they do. And it's very, very important to provide a venue with the right people in order for them to come out and enjoy a great night of dancing, because they are at the studio all week, and then come the weekend, they want to go somewhere cool where they can go hang out. So I think it's really important to have a good relationship with the schools, because the schools are the ones that are fueling the scene with new dancers and developing dancers that have been around for a little bit to become better dancers, which in turn may become even instructors. Right?
Absolutely.
So without the schools, there's no scene. But also without having people pushing good parties in the scene,
there's nothing for us to push them to.
Exactly. So I think it's really important for the schools and the promoters to understand that relationship always needs to be a strong one in order for us to grow as a scene and as a family.
100%. You hit it right in the nose, man, and that's definitely something that we're trying to do as best as we can to try and get everybody to work together, because ultimately in the long run, that's how everybody's going to end up winning. Not just on a business level, but for the clients, for the customers, for the new person coming in. Like for example, I have students that are for the first time, and their very first going out, their very first time social dancing is at the World Salsa Summit, or
Oh my God.
yeah, exactly,
Walking there like
or the
2,000 people. Oh my God.
yeah, or the Miami Latin rooftop pool party. It's like, whoa, or even Frankie's. Like, oh God, I don't even remember my first time social. It had to be something like something little, like something I don't even remember. I don't even remember. But the point is that even better that we have parents of students bringing the younger siblings, and they're like at 6, 7, because we try and do picnics, we try to do stuff like that. We have the music, we still have the dancing, but they're 6, 7 years old, and they're seeing Miami for the first time in this light, and they're like, this is exactly what we
Exactly.
want. This is exactly what we want because
Absolutely.
in what 5 years, 6 years, maybe they're gonna be 13, 14 years old. They're gonna be monsters, disgusting.
Oh,
Like we have our kids program that are, oh my god, I have I ended up leaving the studio today to come to the interview, and we have our three little couples, our nuggets, our Salsa Kings nuggets, which they will be performing at Bachateando. So get ready for that.
yes.
So get ready for that.
It's
And
coming
they're
up.
killing it. They're doing phenomenal, and it's like it blows my mind. It blows my mind, and we're super excited about that they can get the bug early on. And it's so funny because they get hard on themselves and they don't realize how amazing they're doing. It's the cutest thing in the world. But
It's so much fun to watch when they're doing their thing. I was like, damn, I wish I knew how to dance that well
I
when I was that age.
exactly. Charun, my brother. We've been on here now for about an hour. Believe it or not, I can do this all
Wow.
night, man.
Times.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for everything that you do. Thank you so much for your time, guys. This is an open question and answer session. We'll go ahead and open up the floor for anything that you guys want to hear from either myself or Charun. Um, definitely something that we want to go ahead and again and get all your questions answered, etc. Whether it be specifically about DJing in particular, which is this man is a master about, etc. Actually, at the same time too, we can talk about the details about your festival as well. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Ernie. Let's find out. Here we go. See, let's find out about Bachateando. How did it start? Talk to us about Bachateando, brother.
Sure, thanks for the question, Ernie. Listen, okay, so Bachateando was it was an idea that I had before. I had maybe for 2 years before it actually started.
Oh,
Now
nice.
4 years ago. So 6 years ago, I started a social called Bachata Freaks. Bachata Freaks. So I
I
started
remember.
Bachata Freaks and started growing, getting better and bigger, and we're getting 3, 4, 500 people. And people are like, "Listen, you need to start your own congress." I'm like, "I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet." And then, as everybody knows, Renee is like a mentor to me. Renee, who runs the Miami Salsa Congress, Mr. Renee Gates.
Amen. Amen.
So I was talking to Renee,
Shout
and
out
I
to
said,
Renee. Thank you, Renee. You the man.
he's the man. So I said, look, Renee, I want to do a festival, but I don't want to really interfere with the Miami Congress. And I feel like there's already a lot of salsa congresses, and I do love bachata as well. So I want to do something. I know it's going to be as big as Miami Congress, and I know that that we have events going on. There's a summit and things like that, but there's really a need for a bachata congress here or a festival here in Miami. So we sat down, we designed a plan, a plan of attack. Then basically we just started working on it hard. I started working on it. I started talking to my contacts. I started putting a good lineup together and just started getting people excited about it. And then the first year that we did it, it was a total success. I was surprised actually. I knew it was gonna be good, but I didn't know it was gonna be that good. Like a lot of people came, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can't wait for next year." And that was
Beautiful.
4 years ago. So now we're working on year number 4, and the event has really positioned itself as one of the premier bachata events in the country, which
Amen,
is
man. That's awesome.
pretty cool.
That's amazing, brother. That's amazing, bro. That's felicidades, de verdad, de corazón. And
Thank you.
we are honestly, Salsa Kings is definitely excited to now finally be a part of that with you guys. Seriously,
Yes.
yes, we really are. We're excited, and we're ready. We're ready to bring it. We're ready to bring it. We're,
Champions are coming. The
yeah,
champions are coming.
for sure, man. Definitely, guys. Let's keep these questions rolling. Thank you. Great question, Ernie. Guys, anything that you want to hear specifically about again the festivals, the DJing, the scene in general, specific nights that you want to go out dancing, etc. Ooh, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Why it's what is the formal name of the festival? Of Bachateando? Is it the Bachata Dance Festival? Is that what it is?
Oh, it's Bachateando Dance Festival.
Bachateando Dance Festival. Okay, so why festival as opposed to Congress?
I wanted to go with a war festival because they again festival to me is a little bit more uh, intimate, right? It's a little bit more intimate. Congress
Okay.
sounds like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm ready to go to Congress. To me, the name festival is a little bit more welcoming.
Sure.
Like if you don't know nothing about the scene and you're like, I wanna go to this bachata festival that's going on. You hear festival, you're like, oh, anybody can go. You hear Congress, you're like, what is a Congress? If you're not from the scene, the first time I heard the Salsa Congress, I was like, what is a Salsa Congress?
Right. It just sounds big. It sounds like
and
intense.
it also sounds huge, right? So I've been to some congresses that are small.
Right.
And then I've been to festivals.
Better.
You ever heard of the Croatia Dance Festival?
Right, absolutely, yeah.
It's like 8,000 people, and it's a festival. But it was just I was just playing with a choice of words, basically.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. No, well, that's a good way to explain it. So logistically, you wouldn't really say that there's much of a difference, or is there?
A lot of people want to say that you shouldn't call an event a congress unless it's this big, but I personally don't care. I think you should be able to call your event whatever you want. But some people get really technical about it. To me, there's no difference between a congress and a festival. Okay. It's whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
You know?
Okay, cool. Well, I like the idea that definitely you want to be able to invite people to it. Definitely a congress. It could be perceived from the newcomer as something perhaps a little too formal for them that might intimidate them. I could definitely understand that. 100%. So that's awesome. That's awesome that you're continuing to consider all of those things to be able to be as inviting as possible. Awesome, man. Yeah, no, perfect, man. So without, I guess, again, brother, unless we have anything else, man, guys, feel free again, ask your questions, bring them on down. Otherwise, we're gonna go ahead and call it a night. We did have some technical difficulties in the beginning, but luckily, thanks for your guys' help. Thank you guys so much. You have no idea for your contribution and letting us know and communicating what's going on. Allows us to go ahead and continue to push this. So we really truly can't thank you enough.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for hanging out. And I want to thank you really for your time and having me on your show and podcast.
For sure.
I'm looking forward to doing this again sometime soon. And I just want to commend you on the amazing work that you're doing for the community. I really respect people that take the time to do things for the community, just to grow. Just to grow.
For sure.
And that's one of the things that is definitely not going unnoticed. So congratulations, and looking forward to watching the rest of the podcasts that are coming up in the near future. I know you got some good ones coming up. So.
Sounds good, man. Absolutely. That's the idea. We're always trying to bring value to everybody. Guys, you're always able to find out when the next live webisodes are just by subscribing to the YouTube channel. Go ahead and do that, guys. We got a lot of great things coming as well. Even easier, everything that we ever do will always be available on our app. Go to your Apple Store or Google Play Store. Download the app. We do not blow up the push notifications. We do, if we're sending something out, it's because it's something very important. Whether it be about a big festival, whether it be about dance weekend, or an awesome, amazing discount contest to win free dance shoes, dance shirts, etc. Once again, go ahead and download that. And
Bachateando.
Exactly. I think Bachateando will be for those of you that don't know, and Charun, Bachateando will be part of April Dance Weekend, so that you're aware of that as well. Okay, so obviously, of course, anytime that the community supports us, we're gonna go ahead and support right back. And thank you, for being able to include us in last second the way that you did. Much appreciated.
Absolutely excited to have Kings be part of the event this year, and it only makes sense, brother. It only makes sense. So really excited, really excited.
Barbara's asking when is the next festival, so I guess let's go ahead and give her those dates, my brother.
So Bachateando is April 3rd through the 8th. And we are having actually a pre-party on Wednesday. Is the pre-party is on Wednesday at Spice. On Thursday, we're taking over Ball and Chain in Miami, so it should be fun. And it's actually included with a full pass on the party pass or performer pass. So
nice.
It's gonna be packed. We wanna have salsa in the back, bachata in the front. So it's gonna be off the chain. We had I think 600 people at the Thursday party last year, so we're expecting more people this year. So it's gonna be awesome.
Beautiful.
Make sure you come early. And we're having Jose Serrano teach a workshop on Thursday.
Oh, so, nice. Okay. Yeah, at Ball and Chain.
Yeah, Ball and Chain.
Beautiful. Awesome. Jose's a beast, bro. That man.
Just check out the schedule. It's bachateandoddancefest.com.
Let me put that in right now. Bachateando Dance Fest.
Yeah.
Okay. Bachateandodancefest.com.
Yeah.
Boom. There it is. Guys, go ahead and check out that link there in the comments, and you'll be able to see all of those details on there. From what I heard, is an absolute phenomenal event, guys. Check that out. We will be there. Make sure that you guys are dancing your butts off, and at the very minimum, you're joining our prayer.
Amen.
Amen. All right, so we got the questions coming in now. See, nobody wants you to go, bro. See, that's what it is. See,
I'm here.
HC's asking salsa or bachata. Personal preference of Mr. Jorge Charun.
Oh, for me, well, I like it. I really, really love them both for different reasons. So sometimes I have all this crazy energy, which is basically 95% of the time, and I'm like salsa. But I also sometimes I just want to grab that one special chick, dance a really nice bachata, whether it's sensual or it's traditional. But there's just something about bachata that you don't get with salsa. So it's like,
I agree.
It's like going to your favorite ice cream store, and you have your favorite flavor, but then you're like, oh, but I need a scoop of that too.
Yes.
With a scoop of that, it wouldn't be right.
All right.
So that's how I'll describe it.
I hear you. Absolutely. Beautiful. Awesome, man. No, I hear you. I think I'm the same way. And it's beautiful, man, too, because as you start to really understand the essence of each style, even just within the salsas, the on one, how that feels, the mambo, how that feels,
right.
The casino, how that feels. For those of you that have seen me dance, even though I don't do it too often, when I dance contratiempo, when I dance, song, for example, to those specific songs, obviously, it's another feeling. Bachata, obviously, of course, another feeling. There's your Dominican, the way that you dance the Dominican bachata is a completely different feeling than your sensual bachata. Which is obviously, of course, what I always try and encourage all of our students and all of you that are watching as well. Guys, really try and tune in to the feeling of the song. And that's why I really appreciate you, Charun, because I mean, okay, when I'm out there now, I'm dancing on the floor, right? And I'm looking around, and it kind of scares me that sometimes that people, like, the music will break and the music will say, mano para arriba todo el mundo, and I'm there like, and it'll be you and me like, and I'm like I want everybody to be able to hear that, and I want everybody to be motivated emotionally by that, and it's just it enriches it enriches your dance truly 100% as you're able to express that, and to continue doing that, and good music is the key for that. So again, thank you for that, brother.
Thank you, brother. I think as a DJ, you have to be a student of what you do. You can't just show up with the same playlist for the next 10 years. You have to work on your craft.
Yes.
If you don't work on your craft, you're not going to grow. And
yes.
If you want things to grow around you, like the scene, you have to work on your craft. Because at the end of the day, people are coming for an experience, and it's your job as a DJ to provide that experience.
Yes.
And without investing into your craft, you can't do that. Same with instructors, you know.
100%.
If you're not training from somebody
Yep.
bigger than you,
yep,
or whatever, doesn't have to be somebody bigger. I mean, maybe you're a casino instructor and you want to learn how to teach someone 2 patterns.
Right.
And you learn from your peer,
Absolutely.
which is at your level or whatever you want to call it. But you have to continue to educate yourself with things.
100%.
You know,
and the students see that, and the students love that, and they respect that. 100%. You hit it right on the nose there, my brother. Absolutely. Awesome. So without further ado, guys, unless you guys have something else to ask Charun, we're gonna go ahead and close it off for the day. Again, thank you guys so much for your patience with the technical difficulties that we had and transitioning over. Go ahead and if you liked what it is that you what you heard today, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and go ahead and share this post out as we go ahead and continue on the YouTube platform to do our Salsa Kings live webisodes. Charun, you the man, my brother.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for tuning in. It was a pleasure, and I really appreciate what you're doing for the scene once again.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Have
a great night, my brother.
I'll see you guys around. Take care,
brother. Bachateando 2019. Dale, brother. Be good, man. Bye.